Okay, now let's continue. We have to define what is employment and unemployment, but taking into account different other definitions. What is work or what is labor force? Full employment, what is that? And comparing workforces between the countries. Okay, what are the key terms? The International Labor Organization, or ILO, is a specialized agency of the United Nations, which was created in 1919 as part of the Treaty of Versailles that ended World War I. Okay, so we're going to review some of the definitions that they gave us. Okay, employed. A person is considered to be employed if they are in paid employment and work for at least 1 hour per week, or in self-employment and work for at least 1 hour per week. So, from the moment you, according to this organization of the United Nations, from the moment you work 1 hour and you are paid, we have to make emphasis in that part, paid by some other people, or you're paying by yourself with revenue from your company, that's considered working for at least 1 hour a week. Okay, it means 4 hours per month. What is to be unemployed then? A person is considered to be unemployed if they have been actively seeking work over the last 4 weeks and are available to start work, whether or not they are claiming unemployment benefit. Okay, so unemployed doesn't mean you, for example, which you do not have work paid, right? Unemployed doesn't mean that everyone that doesn't have a work job. Unemployed means that you are currently seeking for a job, unable to find someone, whether or not you receive unemployment benefits, which is given by some countries like the United States, and in our country we don't have that benefit, by the way. Okay, so that means unemployed. Okay, unemployed doesn't only mean that you don't work and that just that. Okay, so here comes a new definition for us, which is economically inactive. Who are these people? Are out of work and they are not seeking to work or are unavailable to start work. Okay, so economically inactive people and unemployed people are the people who don't make money. For that sake, you, for example, you are economically inactive people in this case. Okay, now according to this organization from the United Nations, this is the unemployment rate that they give us. The unemployed workers and the total labor force per 100, which is a percentage of the unemployment. What is the total labor force then? The total labor force is the employed and unemployed together, not considering the economically inactive people. Okay, that is a total labor force. Now, what is the claimant count, which is a curious point term? Some countries use alternative measures of unemployment. For instance, Belgium and the UK, United Kingdom, also use a claimant count to calculate unemployment, meaning that only those claiming unemployment benefits are counted as unemployed. Okay, so they say that unemployed are only people who are not working, are ready to work, and claim benefits, unemployed benefits. Okay, like a small wage, like 300 pounds and so on. I think that's the wage for unemployed people in UK. And that figure tends to be lower than the ILO's figure, as some people who are out of work may not want to claim benefits or do not meet the requirements to claim benefits. Naturally, governments often use this low figure to reduce the perception of high unemployment. Okay, this is very important, people, because the claimant count, for example, in countries like Belgium and the UK, it says that they reduce the figure of unemployment because they do not consider the unemployed people who don't claim the benefits of unemployment. Okay, and the ILO's perception is not that, because they say unemployment means all the people that are ready to work, that want to work, but are not working, even if they don't have the benefits or if they have the benefits. Okay, so it's a larger group. That is very important. So we have the employment statistics. You can go to the ILOS database. If you look for the web page, you have like very accurate or close to accurate statistics about employment in different countries, separated by regions even, and what its economy or its workforce. Okay, remember that the what is the work and the labor force then? The work and the labor force is made up of people who are economically active. Okay, and what are the people economically active? The people employed and unemployed, meaning that they are in employment of some sort or actively seeking employment. Seeking employment means unemployed. Okay, if they are not seeking employment, it means economically inactive. This excludes those who are not actively seeking work or are unable to work, such as those who are too young to work. For example, in your case, have retired, 65 years, 70 years, 80 years. It depends on anyone's view on working, or at school or in higher education. If you're at the university or if you're in high school, for example, you, as I said, stay at home to look after the children. In these cases, might be the mother or the father in some cases, who stay with children to raise or to do home tasks, right? Those people are inactively, economically inactive, okay? And or are in a prison or other institutions, are so mentally or physically disabled that they are unable to work. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Let's remember these definitions. Okay, people economically inactive are people who don't want to work and are not able to work because of inabilities, because they are too young, because I don't know, for any reason, for any given reason, but they are not working and they want to work or can't work. Where the employed and the unemployed people, being the economically active, these two are the economically active, the employed are the people working, and the unemployed people are not working, but are looking forward to find a job, okay, and are ready to work, okay? These people are the labor force, the workforce. These people are not the labor workforce. Okay, I guess that is understood, that is clear. And what is full employment then? It may appear odd, but a country is said to have full employment when about 2% of the working population is still without a job. This is because having all the workforce in employment is impossible. There will always be some people between jobs and others not actively seeking a job. What does it mean? That it's impossible to have a full employed population in a country, but it might be reduced to a certain low, okay? It's often because a lot of the people are always changing from works or striving for better opportunities, and sometimes that gives them like some space between those jobs. For example, if I were to want to have a different job, I would quit this job, and it will happen. It will be like 1 month, 2 months, maybe 3 months until I find a new job, which is going to drive me not for the inactive economically, but is going to drive me to the unemployment group. Okay. So this is just as a fun fact, as a curious fact. When we want to compare workforces, it's the rates may vary so much because different countries have different work rules. Let's say that in some countries, younger populations rates are able to work, where in our country, for example, you cannot work until you're 18. Okay. It says one reason that complicates comparisons of employment and unemployment between countries is that the minimum age at which people can start work and the age at which they can retire varies from country to country. For example, women can retire at the age of 55 in Ukraine, but must wait until 67 in Norway. So, what does it mean? That in Ukraine, women above age of 55 are considered what? Economically inactive. Okay, and in Norway, they have to wait until 67, sorry, and 68 to be economically inactive. So, a lot of the people in Norway in their 60s are considered still work or labor force, okay, or economically inactive. So those ciphers, those intervals may gives us a distorted idea of what, or may distort the percentages of employment and unemployment in a country. Okay, it says also that in parts of Canada you can legally accept some work from the age of 12. Of course, they are not going to work 8 hours a day, but remember that according to the ILO, employment or work, you work, something is considered a work if you get paid at least by 1 hour per week. Okay, that's considered work. But in Serbia, you must be 18. The ILO's minimum age convention of 1973 sets the general minimum age for admission to employment or work at 15 years old. Okay, that's according to the ILO. You may also find different rules in different countries, which may surprise you. In our country, for example, the things are they try to be with the United Nations, and sometimes most of our agreements regarding workplace or workforce are good. Okay, so I think that will be it. You are going to have for next week 3 activities. One for motivations or why do people work. The other about the other activity about employment, whether it is financial or non-financial, as reasons for employment, and the other about employment and unemployment. Okay, which you're going to only revise figures, read. All the work that you're going to have here is about reading and doing exercises of analysis, of writing, which is very, very interesting. I know you like it. I know you like it. Okay. That is going to be it. Students, I don't know if you have any questions. While you think on your questions, I'm going to do the attendance once again, one last time. Facundo. Okay, yeah, the rest is here. Do you have any questions, students? No? Please tell me. If you don't have any questions, just write that you don't have any questions so we can finish. Okay. Yes, Sebastian, 1 second. Okay, the claimant count is when, it's like, for example, some countries like Belgium and the UK, as it says here, they try to reduce the figure of the percentage of unemployment, and they, look, here is the comparison. Let me, give me 1 second, I'm opening one Word document. Look, let me, I don't have a whiteboard. I like, a mí me gusta trabajar con pizarra, pero es un poco difícil así. Okay, let's see. Employment, this is according to the ILO. Employment is easy, right? People who work. Yeah, that's that. Well, unemployed are people who want to work, okay? According to the ILO. But these people who want to work, there are two types of people who want to work or who are ready to work. Want to work, let's write ready to work. And these types of people are with unemployment benefits and without unemployment benefits. What does this mean? That some countries have unemployment benefits, which means that if they are somehow poor or of a social economical status or a lower social economical status, they can apply for these benefits and they receive some help of the country, of the state, okay? So these are the people with unemployment benefits. But also there are unemployed people who don't have unemployment benefits because they might be from transitions to one job to another. For example, if I was, I don't know, a CEO in a company and I resign to that job, if I don't have another job waiting for me, I immediately go to the unemployed part. I immediately go to the unemployed part. But am I going to be unemployed with unemployment benefits? Probably not, because I have money, okay? So I'm going to be in this group without unemployment benefits. So far, so good, right? Now, where does the problem go? The claimant count. What is the claimant count? In some countries, to reduce this percentage, they omit that. They don't count these people. They only count the unemployment in this group. For example, if we have, I don't know, 100,000 people with unemployment benefits, and if we have 300,000 without unemployment benefits, this claimant count, which is applied in Belgium and the UK, is going to deny this figure and is going to only accept this one, where the ILO says the total of unemployment is 400,000, donde las Naciones Unidas nos dice que según estas cifras, decimos que el número de desempleados en este país es 400.000. Estas personas que se apegan a esto dicen, no es verdad, mis cifras no son estas, son solamente las 100.000, porque tienen 100.000 beneficios de desempleo. Okay, that's the claimant count. I don't know if that is understood, Sebastian, because I can explain with different examples. Understood? Or so no se preocupe si, okay, very good. So that is claimant count. When they deny these groups of people, to decrease this number of unemployment. Ya no será 400.000, sino solo será 100.000. Y a ellos no los consideran. Okay? Yeah, you're going to have 3 tasks to do. It's going to be long. But it's going to be quite easy and interesting if you like to read. Remember that this course, if you don't like reading, you will have a rough time. Okay? So please start reading, get into it, and you will learn a lot of things. Any other question? Any other question, people? Okay, I hope you'll find well, and I wish you hold a good job and start reading more. Okay, take advantage of this quarantine time to improve your knowledge and to research. Goodbye, students. Goodbye.